may cause a lack of stabilization. Adverse weather conditions, such as rain, may cause the ground to be completely unstable. In this case, we should not work, even with the use of the stabilizers, since according to the type of the ground, this will allow the stabilizers to sink into the ground, thus causing a lack of stabilization. Frozen ground may look firm, but may break or defrost on the supporting points. The stabilizers are just auxiliary supports that help to give more stability to the machine and to allow leveling when the machine is off balance due to the nature of the ground. It is very common to see them on different kinds of platforms. Trailer-mounted machines, self-propelled with tyres, or crawler type. They may be flapped, telescopic, manual or automatic, depending on the weight of the machine. Its geometry, sideways transporting and the load in the basket will vary according to the supporting surface. It is recommended that all the machines for outdoor work have them as a safety feature for when their use is necessary. If they do not have them, failure of the tilting device or negligence on the part of the worker when bypassing the signal will enable them to raise the basket without its being properly stabilized, and this may cause serious falls. Before elevating the platform, you should make sure that the stabilizers are creating a force against the floor and over the surface with the correct resistance. We will stabilize the platform within the limits that the manufacturer stipulates. If necessary, we will put some appropriate boards under the machine to increase the surface contact of the stabilizer with the ground. When using stabilizers, the weight should press down on the stabilizers and not on the wheels. You should never move onto another place of work with the stabilizer out and extended. The maximum permitted load on the platform must be the one indicated by the manufacturer. This maximum load includes people and their tools. If the platform loses the maximum load device, then we will make sure we turn it back on before gaining access to the platform. If the platform is bigger than 1 square meter, then it should carry a loading device that prevents access. In this case, it must not be manipulated to allow the elevating of more than the recommended load. Warning! Excess weight may cause serious accidents on the structure of the machine. For example, when we do the maximum possible sideways transporting. There are other factors that may reduce the stability of the platform and cause overturning. Unequal distribution of the weight over the basket, especially on the scissors type ones, due to the sideways moving devices. The use of the platform in strong winds. The maximum speed of the wind will be indicated by the manufacturer. Unexpected impacts on the load due to falling objects. Pushing against another structure may cause lack of stability.
Do you remember? What aspects must be taken into account when it comes to moving with an access platform?
Make sure that the features of the platform allow it to be transported on the ground. Before transporting, working on ramps as well as on ditches, slopes or obstacles that may be a danger should be avoided. Make sure of the direction in which we are going to move the machine with the aim of not running anybody over, and check that the ground we are moving over is in good condition.
What conditions must the ground have so that the platform may be properly settled?
Make sure that the ground is well compacted, that the weight of the machine does not cause sinking into the ground, that there are no sewages or waste pipes, and beware of the weather conditions, rain, frozen ground, oils and grease.
What should we bear in mind when using the stabilizers on a platform?
That these are indispensable.
What is included in the expression maximum load?
people and their tools, in addition to loaded material.
What other risks must we take into account when it comes to using an access platform?
The unequal distribution of the weight on the platform, the use of the machine under strong wind conditions, the falling of objects from the machine and possible collisions with walls and other structures. There are different aspects to be taken into account in order to appropriately use an access platform. An access platform is designed for the access of people with their tools without exceeding the weight indicated by the manufacturer. It must not be used as a loading crane if it is not homologated to do so, not even by placing chains underneath the platform. It should not be used as a lift to raise people from one floor to another. The handling of the platform from the basket or from the ground is your responsibility. Non-qualified or unauthorized people should not be permitted to interfere with the handling's controls. Handle the controls gently. Never try to climb through the structure of the platform. Never transport the machine on a public road if it is not homologated for such use. If in your working area you come across other vehicles, make sure that you place cones or signals to prevent possible accidents. If in doubt, consult your managers immediately. Do not lean on other structures or use the platform as an elevating hoist. You should never modify or cancel the safety systems. Avoid damaging the machine with pieces of brickwork, painting, sand, red-hot pieces of iron or welding. Do not use the platform as an earth connection when welding. Every time we get on or off the platform, we should make sure that it does not constitute an obstacle in our work area. When using a harness, you should never attach this to other structures that do not form part of the elevating platform. You should never place stairs or ladders or other objects in the platform to gain more access than the platform allows us. We should take into account that being inside the platform, the handrails protect us from falling onto the ground, since the minimum height of the handrails goes over the height on our waist. If we place a ladder or stairs inside, a fall would take us outside the protection area of the handrails. Do not use the machine as a towing vehicle for other vehicles. The self-propelled platforms should not be towed away if the machine is not broken down. This may cause mechanical failures and constitute a danger for the person on the access platform. As a general rule, it will not be possible to work safely with an access platform in wind speeds of greater than 12.5 meters per second. It should be taken into account that there is a greater risk of movement in scissors-type platforms than in the articulated or telescopic ones.
Transporting with the platform up.
We will only be able to transport with machines which are designed to do so. These are the so-called self-propelled platforms, which may do the transporting even in the up position. The transport of the platform will only be possible when the ground is steady and completely level. Uneven parts cause lack of stability when the machine is up and may cause involuntary falls of the worker onto the ground. Do not use the platform on slopes or hills. When you do transfer material while up on the machine, it would be advisable to have somebody at ground level who can indicate the existence of any obstacles that cannot be seen from on the platform. Before doing the transporting, we will make sure to check that the stabilizers are neither out nor extended, that the harness is properly tied up, that care is taken with any cables or ropes which are being used.
Auxiliary emergency controls.
Before working with an access platform, you should know how to work the emergency lowering systems. Ideally, another worker would be in the work area who also knows the use of these emergency systems. To avoid these failures,